Hey, what's up everyone? This is Snackbox. Welcome back to the free-to-play challenge. Guys, I managed to beat the Nether Spider on stage 70 in the Doom Tower, and I'm gonna show you how. Before we start, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and now let's get back to the video. So, I'm pretty sure a lot of players are actually struggling with this stage 70 specifically because most players are lacking a cleanser or enough heal and survivability to beat this stage. The poisons are just devastating. And the main reason for that is because the Nether Spider has 4 little spiderlings that will place poisons, and those poisons cannot be resisted or blocked. So that is kind of like the biggest issue with this boss. You are kind of exposed to the poison damage. Now let me show you what this experience with the Nether Spider looks like for most players. So the waves are actually pretty easy. Nothing crazy here. I will go for these real quick. Now, one thing that you wanna pay attention to, you want to have an AoE skill ready. If it's from Kale or Alice or whatever nuker you are using, you want to have an AoE skill ready. And the reason for that is that the spiderlings here are actually really squishy. They have like 30k HP, something around that. We will talk about the stats in a minute, but they are really squishy and you should be able to nuke them fairly easily with one of your nukers. Even your starter should be able to nuke these little spiderlings. Now basically this is what it looks like for most players. So, you know, you nuke the spiders and now you're kind of like just trying to kill the spider as fast as possible, right? But the problem is every time you hit the spider, the poisons on your champions, they will get another stack for each hit you do on the Nether Spider. It's one of the passives that is actually causing it. And here you see Tide of Toxins. When attacked by an enemy under a poison debuff, increases the duration of all debuffs on the attacker by 1 turn. Then places poison sensitivity on them for 3 turns. When attacked by an enemy that has no poison debuffs, places a poison debuff on the attacker for 4 turns. This debuff cannot be blocked or resisted. Now this is very, very crucial because here you can see the first line, attacks all enemies at the start of each turn, deals damage from all poison debuffs on each enemy instantly. So if you have like 7, 5, you know, multiple stacks with 5 turns, the Nether Spider will deal all those stacks instantly and your champions will just die. You can't tank that, right? Like even if I put up the shield, I might be able to, but yeah, you see like Alice didn't survive, Kale died now too, and that's pretty much how it looks for most people. Now my Fane survived and my Taguar survived because my Taguar is fairly tanky and can survive a couple of hits, which is good. What also helped me beating the stage. But when the second time, when the Nether Spider spawns the spiderlings the second time, there's no way for me to tank it. But because my Taguar is already at like 60-70% HP, and now at 50, and now the spiderlings come in, the poisons can't be resisted, and he's almost dead, right? Now he heals up a little, but you know, he takes an extra turn and it's all gone again. So it's not really working. Even with War Master and like Life Drinker or Life Steal, it doesn't matter. The poisons are just too much damage. So how can you avoid the poison damage? Well, you can't avoid the unresistible poisons, right? You're gonna get poisons on your champions. Doesn't matter what you do, if you have blocked debuffs or resistance. But what you can do is build your champions with resistance to resist this duration increase of the debuffs, which will be the reason why your champions will survive. Now you don't need resistance on all of your champions. It's totally enough if you have it on your Kale, for example, one of your damage dealers that can take down the spider, tank it down, kill the spiderlings with an AoE attack, and, just out tank the poisons, the unresistible poisons, but also not get more poison stacks because you build him with resistance. And that way you can slowly take down the Nether Spider without a problem. Now, how much resistance do you need? Let me show you. If you go on the Stages tool from the Hell Hades website, it's very helpful for everything in the game, honestly. But here you can see the Spiderlings have like 26k HP, very squishy, so you can easily nuke them with your kill. And here you can see the accuracy of the Nether Spider sits at 75, so you want to have around 180 resistance on whatever champ you're trying to resist those debuff duration increases. So you want to have a lifesteal set, you want to have the resistance, but you also need War Master on that champion, because with War Master you will get enough heal from the War Master procs through the lifesteal set, and that way you can out tank the damage from the poisons and the Nether Spider and the Spiderlings and so on. Because keep in mind, every time the Spiderlings spawn, they will place a couple of poisons on your champion you're trying to kill the spider with, and you need to out heal those poisons. And that's basically how I did it. Now let me show you the stats on my kill when I actually defeated the Nether Spider. Unfortunately, I can't show you the run where I beat the Nether Spider, and I don't want to waste silver and equip the gear on my Kale again, because I had to swap some gear and it cost me around 400,000 silver or something, which was worth it, not gonna lie, but I don't want to waste the silver again, and I was just a little bit impatient and put the old artifacts back on him, so now he has the normal gear that he's normally using, but I saved the preset so I can show you the stats. So here you can see I had a lifesteal set and 2 broken pieces with like double resistance rolls. He had 31k HP, 1.8k defense, 2.7k attack, 160 speed, very slow to be fair. 85% crit rate, that's from the gauntlets. He has crit rate gauntlets and an attack chest piece. Attack percentage actually. 88 crit damage and 175 resistance. Now this is also not ideal, but it worked for me. Maybe you should target at least 180 because that's where the sweet spot is, but 175 definitely helped me. Also, 80 accuracy is enough to place debuffs on the Nether Spider, to help killing her with the poisons, so that worked pretty well. And yeah, that's pretty much how I did it. So if you have revenge accessories for your kill or for whatever champ you're trying to do this with, that also helps, because the spider will attack your champion a lot, and if you have a chance to counter attack and heal back up again, because sometimes it was really close for me, yeah, that will definitely help to keep that champion alive. Now these were the stats that I was using when I beat that stage. I have this Unholy Grail relic on him for more attack, but it doesn't really matter too much. He's of course completely booked, and the masteries are also really important because your main source of heal will be War Master for this stage. And it also does a lot of damage and kills the spider faster. Now, of course, it helps if the other champions you are bringing into this fight are also having War Master, Giant Slayer, and good gear, and don't die from the first, attack from the Spiderlings, and can do as much damage as possible. So, in the run when I beat the Nether Spider, I had the spider at like 70, maybe 65% life, something like that, and then from there, Kale pretty much soloed it all the way. And what you need to do is use your A1 on the spider, wait for the spiderlings to spawn, then use your A2, the AoE attack, to kill them straight away so they don't take another turn, and then you go back to A1ing the Nether Spider, or you can use the A3 as well. It's actually a quadra hit, so you might risk to, get some poison stacks, but it doesn't really matter because you're most of the time resisting them, and you can also play some big version of poisons and have a higher chance to proc War Master. So that's actually how I beat the Nether Spider. It took me like 2 tries and that's it. So yeah, now that I think about it, I should have probably done it earlier because I didn't want to deal with it. I wasn't quite a friend of the idea to swap gear around and put resistance on my Kale and then put the other gear back, so it would cost me a lot of silver. But now I kind of have enough silver to do things like that, so I decided to go for it, and it worked out. Also, if you can't manage to get the resistance with your gear on your champion, you can always go back to the Great Hall and get some resistance upgrades here. The first 5 and 10 are not that expensive, and you can get them pretty easily. So 10 resistance really helps a lot. Or if you have like 2 nice resistance set pieces, they will also help. You can also sometimes look inside the market and maybe you will find a nice piece that will help you to beat this stage. So yeah guys, as you can see, it took me 48 turns to beat it, and this is the team that I used. Now 4 of these champions have War Master and Giant Slayer, so that's probably why it didn't take me that many turns. All these other guys actually beat this stage way before me, so I'm kind of like a little bit behind in terms of Doom Tower progression, but now I can start climbing the Doom Tower again, and maybe we can manage to beat the final boss at the end. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on my Doom Tower progression. But that's about it for this video. I just wanted to give you this little tip on how to beat the Nether Spider on stage 70. So thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. And with that being said, see you in the next one.